Hello, I'm Will, I'm the Bald Book Geek, and this is my further discussion of Zenith by Sasha and Lindsay Cummings, and also reading your comments, because you guys have been amazing on this video, so we're going to just go through them and go from there. So, I don't have a degree in reading. I won't touch a book with a 10-foot barge pole. I think it's awesome that Sasha was able to write the book, but I already know the book isn't for me. Yeah. That's how I felt. I got the book in exchange for an honest review, so I had to review it. So, yay. It's been quite interesting. Challenge thyself. Not planning on reading this, however, watching the reviews has been really entertaining. It seems like more people have much more substantial reasons for disliking it than those who like it. I agree. I definitely agree there. Joe the Great. This book makes me so annoyed. It's the very reasons you mentioned on why you didn't like it. The book is exactly my problem with overall YA. I would like to say there is amazing YA out there. There is. It's hard to find, but it does exist. And, you know, you can't always judge a book by genre. But on this case, yes. She also continued, and that's exactly my problem. I know that publishers polarize in making a profit, which is I know why Sasha was able to get this published. Hit 7 in the NY bestseller list, which brings a lot of money for Harlequin, and they will continue to publish because of it. Then someone put a great list of things. Here are my thoughts, Vanessa Wolfe. 1, I found an article 2 years ago where Sasha said she didn't have any interest in writing novels. 2, Lindsay is a published author herself, so I would have expected a much higher quality. 3, I know other books the editor has edited and she isn't very good. I don't blame the authors, I kind of blame the editor. I agree there. I'm not going to name names, but I do agree with you on that one. 4, I looked up Sasha's past reviews on both YouTube and Goodreads, and now there's barely any science fiction novels. I'm not saying you can't try to come up with your own ideas, but I think you should read what you plan to write. Completely with you on that one. As a writer, I completely understand that notion. Both of them have cited Firefly as an inspiration, a show they watched when they were both kids. Aside from that, there's virtually no indication of having much influence from sci-fi. And lastly, I still may pick up this book from my library, but the target audience is 13 to 17. So I will say this, just because a book is aimed at young people doesn't mean it's going to be crap. There's plenty of books out there that are aimed at children, that are aimed at teenagers, that are spectacular, and it's a shame. You know, just because it's aimed at a certain audience doesn't mean we need to talk down to them or sell them mess. Faith Filler 16. I haven't read the book. I watch Sasha's channel sometimes and don't think I've ever seen her read anything other than YA. In that case, her book is bound to be a mix of YA books, because what new can you bring to the table? If you only have substantial experience of one genre, that's true. You can't. If you've only read if you kind of have a reading bubble and you don't come out of it, you can't read anything else. You can't write outside of that bubble, which is a shame. And not to mention that a lot of YA books are already similar to each other as it is. I liked Sasha's videos. She seems very nice and happy she achieved her dreams, but it kind of adds to the pile of generic, bland YA you have to go through before you find something worthwhile. As a reader of YA, it frustrates me. I agree there completely. Julia Roberts, not the actress. They are both very young. They rushed to publish. I feel like the editor didn't have much say because the publisher wanted to bank on the hype. I completely agree with you on that one. Completely. I feel like the publisher just was like, oh my god, booktuber, writing a book, and they're self-publishing, we need to make money. It's just been... I mean, Sasha is someone that got me into booktube and someone that I was watching before. Admittedly, I watch her less now because our reading tastes have gone... But it's an interesting one to think about. Sorry about that, my camera decided to die on me. Here's a little pickup. So, next comment come from, here we go, Great review, but when it comes to PTSD, representation in this book is from what you said, it actually sounds fairly accurate. While PTSD doesn't go away completely, there are moments where someone will feel completely normal. And that's understandable. But then someone made a very good point. For someone who has been a young carer for someone with PTSD for almost a decade now, I was almost offended by how it was presented in Zenith. This review sums it up definitely. The main point is that it was used purely as a plot tool to make the character more edgy when it was convenient. And yeah, completely agree with that one. I think that's how it felt. It was used as a plot tool to make this character edgy and when really she was completely and utterly annoying and selfish. Alex fiction addiction. I used to watch Sasha but haven't for a long time now because our reading taste started to vastly differ. Same here, to be honest. I lost interest in her and I'm not interested in reading Zenith either. Thanks for the honest review though. Never feel bad about honestly reviewing a book. Yes. Then Positive Writer put, I very much appreciate how everyone is rating this book. I love Sasha, but I feel like since she's a booktuber, she's literally grabbed every book BookTube raves about and put them into one. Yeah, that's how it felt for me, to be honest. It felt like there's a lot of ideas here, but none of them, all of them from other things, and nothing really worked. Like, the main plot was over very quick, then it went off on a tangent, and then it came back to a different plot, and it was like, really? What I will say is that I'd love to know your opinions on this, whether you feel it's the publisher or the writers. What was your, if you liked it, tell me why, because I can't imagine anyone with a basic comprehension of literature loving this book. But tell me, because I think it's important, and thank you guys for commenting, because to be blunt about it, it's brilliant. I love your guys' comments, and I love seeing what you guys talk about and say. So, yeah.